Hi there, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles. I'm here at EICMA 2023 and I'm here at the Royal Enfield stand. Now I'm really here to see the bike you can see just over my shoulder there, which is the new Himalayan 452. Now I know there's been all sorts of information from the spy shots that came out before to the release and I think the test rides that were done in the Himalayas themselves. So they have a pretty big stand here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Himalayan because I think that's what most people are here to see. I'll show you as much of a close-up to it as I can. Try and talk through any of the things that are mentioned. I know that the detailed specs are now out there in the world, so you can get them from there. I'll then have a walk around the rest of the stand. I'll show you the new Bullet 350, which is based on that platform. I guess that's essentially the replacement for the 500, even though it's a smaller displacement, it's a more modern engine. And I know there's some new colourways for some of the other bikes. So I'll show you what they have, see what you think. So here it is. So this is the Royal Enfield Himalayan. Now I'm going to try and show you as much close-up stuff as I can. So let's start with a little tail tidy, little reflector. Never the best looking bit on any bike, but it's got these pretty big LED indicators on the back there. Now, come here, I'll show you these gold wheels. I've seen some of the video of this where they're actually these sort of outer spoked rims that had tubeless tyres, but this one certainly does have rims on it. To come along there underneath, it does have a centre stand as well as a side stand. So, I mean, it's not a particularly light bike. I think it's sort of 200 kilos-ish, which sort of explains a bit about where maybe some of this extra weight has come from. Now, this one is fully luggaged up. And if I just come under here, I can show you the exhaust. I'll show you on one of the other bikes. And it's kind of a stubby little thing. You can see the catalytic converter underneath. There is a guy just up here at the moment, so I'll see if I can get in after him. There's the front end. It does have these side crash bars. They have taken a little bit how the old Himalayan was, but just tweaked it. The front end, you have this sort of double mudguard. There's the one directly above the tyre, and then this sort of narrow one just above that. And here we have the headlamp guard and a stubby little windscreen. So yeah, really interesting bike to look at close up. But yeah, it doesn't have the tubeless tyres that I was hoping for, but maybe that's an option. It does have a little engine guard underneath there beside those engine bars. Right then, I'm going to see if I can get on it. Can I go there? Yeah, so it'd be nice if I had someone else to film for me so I could get away from this, but I don't. So instead, I'm just going to get up one-handed. There we go. So sitting on there, I'm actually kind of sitting in the bike. That actually feels kind of nice. Can I turn it on? I can turn it on. Show you the startup screen. So it goes through a nice little sort of sweep of the dial. Now that dash really is extremely clear indeed. So yeah, so that is really cool. Quite a big tank in front of you, but it's quite a narrow riding position, if you can quite see where my legs are in there. Yeah, all the switchgear looks kind of nice. You know, it's that sort of soft touch plastics in here. It's got the touring mirrors, which I recognise from what I've put on my Scram, and it's got those little Showa top caps for the forks down in there. So yeah, really tidy bike. The ergonomics on it actually seem to be pretty good. If I stand, I know you can't see me doing it. Yeah, I think I would need some bar risers for that. I feel like I am reaching that with my arm completely straight. You know, even with my weight back, I feel like I could do with the bars a bit further forwards and maybe up a little bit. As you can see, it is kind of nice ergonomics that are on here, and it's a really nicely finished bike. Now, I will go and find one of the other ones so somebody else can sit on it. Really impressed so far. So here we have it in the white colourway. It doesn't have the luggage on this one, so I can probably see the exhaust a bit better. Yeah, it's certainly a lot of interest from people. We just come around the front there. It's very, very busy on the stand here. That's got kind of like a split headlamp. Is it LED? Yes, it is. There are some little sort of LED lights you can see around the edge there. I can give you a proper look at the exhaust on this one because it doesn't have the boxes that are obscuring it. Lots of people getting on it. It's got a little rear hugger in there as well. You can see the rear shock. Now then, this is what I've been looking for. So I don't know if you can see on this front wheel, it's different to the other ones, and it's got these sort of outer spoked tubeless wheels. So I did think that the ones with gold wheels might just have that, but it does look like it is perhaps an option. So this one has got this sort of camo paint job on top of the white. Oh yeah, this is the Rally, as you can see, because it says Rally on the back. I seem to have a lot of Rally bikes in my garage, and maybe this is the one to add to it. So yeah, if that comes as standard spec on the Rally, there are a few other things as I walk around this. It does have a slightly different back end. It's got these sort of mounting points with those loops for maybe for soft luggage. Has a different exhaust. The others have a sort of enclosed canister. This one is actually an Arrow exhaust that's on there. But yeah, that looks kind of nice. What else can I tell you about this that looks different? It's got the same sidebars. It does appear to have an alloy bash guard. Now I think I saw that in one of the accessories catalogues. Mentioned that was a rally thing, and the same with this radiator guard, which if I peer over at the other bikes, yeah, the standard one doesn't have that. Coming up a bit higher, it's got these hand guards, which are pretty robust actually. That's like an aluminium bar around there. It still has the standard mirrors instead of the touring mirrors, but I know those can be added pretty easily. Other than that, it looks pretty similar. But yeah, these tubeless tyres I think are a differentiator in this market, because a lot of the other bikes, you have to do something with tubeless, which either works or it doesn't, but it's sort of double pressure zones, or you have to try and modify your spoke wheels to make them entirely airtight. But yeah, the rally version of this, if I was to get one, is probably the one to get. It's also got a one-piece seat, actually, now that I look at it. I think the other ones kind of have a two-piece seat, but this one has just got a single piece with that Royal Enfield logo up and over the top. A few other things to show you here on the stand. So here we have some of the 650 twins. We've got the Continental GT. Just come around these people in quite a nice sort of silver metal flake and orange paint job. It's on there again here with the highly polished tank and the gold and the black. And then we've got the 650 Interceptor with them, all in black, black engine covers, black exhaust. I did wonder if that was a pad, but actually it's just part of the paint job on the tank itself. Again, cast wheels on this particular version of it. And then we have some spoke wheels down here. What we don't have is a scrambler, still waiting to see when that turns up. Now what we have here is a few, quite exceptional looking custom bikes. I mean, that is definitely a drag bike. I mean, that thing looks absolutely nuts. And I'm pretty sure that is a 650 twin, maybe? Is that the twin? Yeah. Somewhere in there at least. Oh yeah, you can see the engine up in there, but everything else on that, including the riding position, I think that is definitely a bike that you lie on. That is not a bike that you ride. And if you're going to have clip-ons, why not have them halfway down the forks? We have another one here with a big cowl on the front. This is called a Hedgehog Hunter, which is just a lovely name. Yeah, I mean it's probably not to everyone's taste, but it's got sparkly grips and this incredible paint job. Yeah, those clip-on bars, I mean that really is something special. And looking at things like that throttle mechanism in there just looks brilliant. Yeah, sparkly grips, can't beat it. So yeah, a very interesting, if somewhat unusual looking bike. That one has been done based around a Royal Enfield Hunter 350. Here we have another custom. This one's got this fancy looking girder fork at the front. It's definitely a bit steampunk with a very, very slim tank. Is that built into the frame? No, not quite. That seat could probably do a little bit of extra padding. But yeah, an interesting sort of retro, I want to say retro, vintage even looking Royal Enfield. Again, based around a 650 twin. As I say, is it derived from a particular bike? But I think when it's been customised that much, I'm guessing the answer is probably not. Now what we have in here is the 650 Super Meteor. Now I did cover this a lot last year, so I'm not really going to do a lot of it again. That was kind of the, the big bike of last year's show. Here it is in the red and white paint job. I mean, I think they really are nicely finished. I see a fair few of them out on the road. And then here we have some of the 350 Meteors, which I rode and loved. Yes, they're not fast, but they do just putter along. But I think they are really, really nice bikes to ride. So coming down this side, we have a Hunter 350 in the black and silver, and then again in the blue and white. And then we've got a couple of slightly odd looking ones here. King Nerd apparently. I assume that these are custom paint jobs with those solid front wheels rather than being actual bikes for sale. But yeah, it's interesting to see what some people do with these bikes. That really is quite incredible. So the very last thing I want to show you from the stand, and it's been kind of hidden away on the side here, is the new Bullet 350. Now, for a long time they've had the Bullet 500. I mean, it's old tech that has been slowly modernised over the years. And this new 350 looks very similar to the outgoing 500, but it's just modern. It's got a modern engine, it's got modern electronics. They've sort of positioned it behind some of the bikes, so I can't actually get to it that easily, but I'll try and come round and give you a close look. Now, I know if you get the Indian one, it has a sari guard over the rear wheel. This one doesn't, although it does have that sort of frame support holding the rear mudguard. If I come down underneath, you can see centre stand, those nice rubber covered pegs. Nicely finished engine, and just looking at this sort of rose gold and black paint job on the tank. Now I think that is, oh no, that is pinstriped. I did wonder if that was just stickers, but no, it doesn't appear to be. And just everything about this is just such a lovely finish. I think Royal Enfield have really got this together, and the way that they turn out the finish on these bikes really is quite exceptional. You know, I think that has really been the difference that's come along in the last 5 or 10 years that has just made their popularity so big. And yeah, they're selling absolutely loads of them. There is one last colourway of the new Himalayan I want to show you, and that's this grey and blue. So it's kind of quite a flat grey. Well, it is gloss on the tank, but the colour just looks kind of flat. These blue trimming on the panels and also on the wheels. Now, I mentioned when I looked at the rally bike up close that it had a single seat, so this one definitely has this sort of pillion seat. It's actually quite nicely shaped. It's pretty narrow at the front, so I think, you know, it certainly favour those with shorter legs despite the height, but still lift the pillion up a little bit behind it. And there you can see the luggage rack without a top box attached to it. So there you go, that is a very quick look around the Royal Enfield stand here at EICMA 2023, including a close-up look at the Himalayan 452. Really taken by the rally version. I hope that's available in the yellow with the gold wheels. If it is, I think I might have one. Yeah, I know I've got too many bikes. Something will have to go, definitely. Over my shoulder here, you can just about see there is a thing called a Him-E, which is an electric Himalayan. This isn't a production bike, this is a concept. It looks like it's been through the mill. I did think about doing a walk around of it, but to be honest, there's very little to see because it's an electric bike. It is a concept, it's not on the market yet. Anyway, I've probably talked enough and shown you enough from here for now, so I hope that's been interesting and useful. If it has been, please check out my other content from EICMA, and maybe I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.